This is David Talbot. I'm CTO of WorkMovr, and we have a non-traditional database structure. Let's talk about that, see why we did it, and if it was a good idea. Okay. So let me contrast. The traditional database has one entity to one table. And here's a good example here from the Caspio how-to. You have a table for products, you have a table for orders, you have a table for customers, and you have a table for countries. Okay, so here you have three not counting countries, but you have three entities, three tables. And logically, that makes a lot of sense, okay? But we don't do that, and I wonder why that is. Well, it might be partly I took engineering in the United Kingdom, and the emphasis in engineering school there is always on the general case. And so what we've done is we've said we need a general case entity, okay? And we call it an element, okay? And so in the elements table, we have one table for all the different entities. So we would put products, and we put products, orders, customers, administrators, all in one table called the elements table. And you can see here that the different record types are separated by keywords. So you have, a primary organization, a subdivision of that organization, and a location under a division. You have a manager and you have a member, all in the same table, okay? And they're separated here by keywords. And a little bit unusual, but let's see what the advantages and disadvantages are. But remember that we implement WorkMovr across a lot of different business situations. So today I was working on one situation where we're doing COVID tests for people, and another situation where we're doing parking tickets for apartment buildings. Exactly the same table structure. And so it allows us to serve multiple companies or organizations, because we don't have a products table, but if you're doing parking tickets, you don't need a products table, but you do need a parking space table. Like who's got the permit to park in space number 27. So we can do that with our general case entity. Okay. So what are the advantages? Well, we just talked about it, supporting multiple different business situations. We only have three main tables in the system, as opposed to like some organizations have like many tables. We have elements, transactions, and accessories. We have 9 supporting tables as well that, are really for the management of WorkMovr itself. Biggest advantage is that a data page can access all entities, because all entities are in the same table with the same field names. And so functions like maps, messaging, comments, documents, we only need one little data page set. Say for maps, we have like 2 data pages. They do maps for everything, because you need maps on where people live. You need maps on companies. You need maps to where you've got to go to repair an air conditioner on a work order. And messaging, you send messages to people. You get messages back from companies. You have documents attached to everything, obviously. And so this is a really big advantage. Also, it's real advantage for messaging, for instance. So when a message comes in, we don't have to hunt around to see what type of entity is sending the message, because all the entities are in the same table. So we can just say, we got the record here. This is from one of our members. Okay, no, this is from one of our customer suppliers. Okay. And the other thing is we can add new entities just by adding keywords. So when we needed to add, for instance, parking spaces, we have 8 generic elements within the entities within the elements table, and we just named one of those generic elements parking spaces. So it was just a labeling. And but everything else, like where the parking space is located on the map, it all comes from the same table. Well, there's no free lunch. You must get some penalty for this. Not too much, okay? First is you can't use an entity relationship diagram like this because it's all mixed up. So, but I haven't used an entity relationship diagram, I don't think, ever in my long career. It's a different approach. Entity relationship diagrams are great. We tend not to use them. Also, for more complicated, I mean, this is a great picture, but for a more complicated situation with quite a lot of entities, this becomes like a rat's nest, and it's very difficult to actually see what's happening when you have multiple cross lines and whatever. We get long record lengths, okay? Because if you need the superset of all the fields on all the on all the record types. You get a long record, but there's no penalty in Caspio for doing that, and it updates a long record just as quickly as a short record. Okay, we have a lot of views. First of all, Caspio is a multi-channel system. WorkMovr is a multi-channel system, and so we have quite a lot of views separating out the channels, and also we have a lot of views to separate out entities. But there's no penalty in Caspio for having many views. Okay? Finally, it's a little bit unfamiliar, but we all seem to get used to it, and it's proven to us to be very, very attractive because we can use all the same programs on a single table, and when we have a new client that has totally different business function, we're just starting one with a tax advantaged sort of geography. It doesn't matter. We can just have another entity just with labeling. We don't need to create a new table or change the schema. So thank you very much.